Emotional intelligence helps us to build that good relationship, because when somebody understands that you feel what they feel, that you understand them, they tend to become vulnerable around you. But you are not going to have committed people in your organization, in your business, to fulfill your goals, your mission, your dreams, your purpose, without them trusting you. Emotional intelligence will help you to build that trust that you need to connect with people for you to be able to fulfill your God's given purpose. And if somebody is not willing to comply with your boundaries, it's time to let them go. You are accountable for your actions, and your actions are accountable for your success. Hello and welcome back to Moment of Growth and Transformation with your darling host, Tosin Opeoluwa. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 essential skills that you need to actually fulfill your purpose. What if I tell you that what makes it hard for you to function in the place of your purpose is more about you than the people around you? If you create the power you need from within, it's going to impact the people around you to see what you see and be able to flow in the direction of God's mission and God's purpose for your life. So let's dive into it. Louis Smith said, "You can't reach for anything new if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk." You cannot go through into your space of purpose unless you become self-aware of your past. Most of the things that hinders you from experiencing the fullness of what God has for you is actually lack of self-awareness. That's why you see that despite your spirituality, you are still unable to control the anger. You are still unable to control those thoughts that bring those troubles in your relationship, in your family, in your business, in your organization, even among your friends. One of the major problems is the lack of self-awareness. You have to get to a space where you come to think of what you are thinking about part time and be able to easily correct which one is actually not correct. Because when you are able to catch your thoughts, it means you are highly self-aware. Most things that happens to you in the past, they happen for you depending on how you see it and how you are handling it. Self-awareness is the foundation of your purpose fulfillment. It comes with the ability for you to actually understand your passion, your values, your mission. Because once you come to the space of self-awareness, you begin to see things that needs to change in your environment. You begin to see things that needs to change in the society. You begin to see things that needs to be fixed in your place of work. And you begin to work towards fixing them. And before you know it, you're building a great and powerful community of life transformers. According to a study by the American Psychological Association in 2020, they found that self-awareness is linked to job satisfaction, better relationship, and improved mental health. Hence, it's time for you and I to actually engage in a quality self-awareness. And how do you do this? Constantly think about what you're thinking about. It's that simple. The number 2 skill is mindfulness. Mindfulness is very, very important. You can become self-aware and you might not be mindful. Self-awareness is actually active. Mindfulness, if care is not taken, might be passive. However, it's not passive. Let me give you an example. You can close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Take a moment to sit still wherever you are, noticing your thoughts. Bring all your attention to your thoughts. And as you begin to look at your thoughts, you begin to see the wave of thoughts moving around. And without judgment, just notice your thoughts flowing in the river, down the streams of river. And as your thoughts begins to come, you begin to notice them, but you allow them to begin to flow. Allow them to flow down the river. Allow them to flow down the river. Allow them to flow down. And at the count of 3, you open your eyes. 1, 2, 3. All right. In that small mindfulness practice, you will notice that there will be some things going on in your mind. But remember, I said, notice the thoughts and allow them to flow away. That is what mindfulness is all about. Notice what you are thinking about and allow it to pass away if they are not going to do you any good. Philippians chapter 4, if you read from verse 6 down, Paul concluded that chapter and he said, is there anything worthy of good reports? Is there anything of value or virtue? And he mentioned all of them and he said, think on these things. So you are expected to come to the place of mindfulness, and you can only stay on what is valuable to you as a child of God. So when we are walking in mindfulness, you notice everything you do. You bring your awareness to your environment. You walk and look at the environment. I know so many people. I used to be like that. I will be coming to a particular place every day, and I will not know that they are selling something the next door that I've been looking for. Let me know if that has happened to you in the comment section below. It has happened to me several times. Mindfulness. You enter some offices, you look around. Okay. You want to eat, you become mindful of what you eat. You take a cup of water, you see, if you allow it to flow down, and you see how it flows down your throat. That is mindfulness. If we are going to really experience fulfillment, we have to heighten our sense of mindfulness practice. Mindfulness practically helps you to stay in the moment without judgments. You feel what you feel, but you are not going to judge yourself for feeling what you feel, for thinking what you think. But you are going to hold on to what is useful alone and not what is not useful. Whatever is not useful, you allow it to flow away. There's a study that says mindfulness can actually reduce stress, improve your relationships, and it will increase your productivity. Of course, when you are mindful, when you become mindful of yourself, you will increase your mindfulness for everything around you. And that helps you to see even the other person that is around you. The number 3 skill for purpose fulfillment is resilience. Anyone who will experience fulfillment of their purpose, there is something that you will go through that will make the season of your preparation seasoned you well. When I was speaking at my graduation ceremony, I talked about this line that I can never forget. I said, in the space of adversity, God is trying to tell you something, to either add something to your life or to either remove something from your life. Listen through mindfulness. Remember to understand, what exactly am I supposed to do in this situation that I'm in? Am I going to back out? Remember, if you back out, your strength is small. That's what the Bible says. When you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. So in the season of adversity, in the season of becoming resilient, the essential ingredient of that season is strength. And how do we draw strength? I draw strength from the Word of God. Whatever God says about my life is the final. Whatever God says about my situation is the final. It doesn't matter what I see. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what you're going through. What God says about you is the final. God is the only one who has the permission to say the final in your life and in your situation. That is how to build resilience. Sometimes in business, in career, in ministry, things don't just go the way you want. I graduated well in most of my academic pursuits. I had a delay after my high school, I had a very serious delay. I just wanted to be educated. I believe that my mom went through all those abuse from my father because she wasn't educated. But my mom was very hardworking. And so I told myself that I'm going to study hard and I'm going to be educated and I'm going to be independent. And in the process of that, I think God saw that, and God wants to show me a different perception about life, about ministry, about family, about relationship. And in the process, I realized that there was serious delay for me. And it always takes a lot of effort for me to get to the next level when it comes to my academic life. And why was that? God is building resilience. God is building character in me. When you're building resilience, Basically, God is forming the better character for the future that you need. I remember there was a time actually that I have academic probation, even as master student. You know what that means. Those seasons were very tough. They were very difficult for me. But guess what? I pulled through and I still graduated with higher GP. So you cannot afford to faint in the face of every trial, but learn to draw strength from the strength of the Almighty God and speak what God is saying to your life. I don't know what you're going through right now, but I want to announce to you that your time and season of breakthrough is coming because God is building resilience through those trials that you're going through. One more thing to remember when it comes to resilience is there is always ups and downs in everybody's life. Even the people that you're seeing at the top, even the people you're looking up to, even the wealthy, even the powerful, even the people in authority, even a country, even a nation, they all have the ups and downs. America is currently going through a serious, in fact, the whole world generally, from the COVID period even till now, are going through serious recession, serious inflation. People are going through serious tough time and tough season. But guess what? Those seasons don't last. But the people that encourage themselves, that receive strength, will last even in those situations. And in the process, you build resilience even for more powerful commitments of what God is doing through you. Number 5 skill is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is actually the ability to understand your own emotion, own it, and understand the emotion of the other person. One of the problems that we have in organization, in ministry, even in our interpersonal life with people around us, even our loved ones, is because we have not been able to develop emotional intelligence to understand this other person. Emotional intelligence will help you to empathize, to feel what the other person is feeling without necessarily embodying the emotion that is attached to their feeling. Say, for example, somebody just maybe lost some money through a poor decision. Emotional intelligence will make you put yourself in their shoes and see how you will feel, how you will react, what you will say if you were to be the one. And it will help you to see the painful side of their pain and be able to understand and accept them at the time. Emotional intelligence helps us to build that good relationship because when somebody understands that you feel what they feel, that you understand them, they tend to become vulnerable around you. But you are not going to have committed people in your organization, in your business, to fulfill your goals, your mission, your dreams, your purpose without them trusting you. Emotional intelligence will help you to build that trust that you need to connect with people for you to be able to fulfill your God's given purpose, either in your career, either in your business, either in your non-profit endeavor. Number 6 skill is adaptability. Somebody once told me that I'm not flexible. I said, Tosin, you're very rigid. I am not rigid, but I am stubborn. Whatever I want to do, I will pursue it with every strength, with every power in me. When people are trying to manipulate you and you did not give the room for manipulation, they tend to feel that you are stubborn. They tend to feel that you are rigid, but no, you are actually just not allowing them to manipulate you. I tell you this, when it comes to adaptability, you just need to be able to see the now, see the present, and see the future, and work with the whole team to see what will fit into the present while you're working towards the future. That is adaptability. Adaptability also helps you to adjust to every situation. Remember, I said there will be ups and downs in every season, no matter what, even if you feel that God has called you and given you this purpose, you will still have your ups and down time. But are you mentally flexible to adapt to the situation that you have on ground? How quick can you think about solution? It's very important that you come to that space and everything actually comes from your self-awareness. So that will help you to easily adapt to situations, to environments, and to the need for the moment. Even when you don't have all it takes to get it done, you can make do with what you have. Number 7 skill is creativity. You see, creativity, adaptability is actually linked towards creativity. And everything is somehow connected, because someone who is self-aware, someone who is mindful will have a open heart. Someone who is constantly thinking about the right thing, doing the right thing, will have a open heart for creativity. Remember, when you have empathy, you will have less grudges towards people. Sometimes we are full of judgments, full of grudges, because we are not having that sense of empathy. And so our heart is full of all kinds of things that will not allow things to move forward, that will not allow us to experience the productivity that we need to fulfill our purpose. But guess what? If you are able to stay in the space of clarity, you will be able to engage your creativity. And what creativity helps you is it creates the platform for you to run with your purpose every time, to run with fulfilling your purpose in spite of this either big resources or small resources that you have. It will help you to work with it and run with it. Creativity is essential for purpose fulfillment because it helps you to think outside of the box. It helps you to find innovative solutions, and it helps you to express yourself authentically. People want authenticity. It's very essential. If you're going to impact anyone, then get to the space of creativity, and it will bring the authenticity in you to bless your world. If you're still watching at this time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video if you like it. And let me know what you think. What other skill do you think in the comment section below? So number 8 skill that I will be talking about is self-care. You see, a lot of people, we don't understand the fact that our body is the only engine that we have to run the race, the vision, the purpose that God has given to us. If we continue to just use it without replenishing it, without taking care of this body, then it might not last. It's very essential. Self-care. I've talked about self-care a lot on this channel. One of my best go-to self-care is massage. I love Swedish massage. I'll try it. I don't like Thai massage, but try to find something that makes you feel relaxed, that makes you feel you are taking care of yourself, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Take care of yourself. Engage, be committed to self-care. If you look at men, one of the important things for them is they take care of themselves first. I do not know how they get to that space, but they have learned to take care of themselves first. And women, somehow, because we are nurturers, we always want to help and support and do everything for every other person and make ourselves the last person. I'm not asking you to be selfish. I'm asking you to be intentionally selfish with taking care of yourself. It's very essential. Number 9 skill is boundary setting. If you don't know how to set boundaries, you are going to have a lot of troubles in all your relationship. One of the things that I grew up with in my family is people pleasing. And the reason why I became people pleasing is because I did not have the love of a father in my life. And so it feels, and that's the way I feel, and nobody can judge me for how I feel. I was raised by a single mom, and most of the time I understand, 100% understand, that my mom is also stressed in those periods, and that's why I have a ministry for inspiring single mom. Actually, I understand that my mom was stressed and had a lot of struggle raising us, taking care of us all by herself. And so she transferred aggression most of the time, as I was just 6 years old or thereabouts when we left my dad. And so at that point, I always feel like I constantly need her acceptance. I don't want her to be on edge. I don't want her to get angry with me. So I want to please her always. And that was how I became defensive, because I do everything to please her. And so when she still has something to say, I become defensive, and I build that character into my teenage, into my early adulthood, until I begin to work on myself, begin to work on my healing, till I come to the full understanding. And that's why I'm qualified to train. Not only that I'm certified as a transformation coach, but I tell you, I have a lot to teach when it comes to transformation. And so it's hard for me to set boundaries. It's hard for me to say no, because why? I was in the space of pleasing people that I learned from trying to please my mom. As a matter of fact, I try to please my mom so much that I also try to please some other people in her life. Because when you are not at peace with her, the another person kind of have grudges with you. And I'm just trying to, wanting everybody to be at peace with me. Girl, is no longer necessary for me. I set my boundary. If you want to talk to me, fine. If you don't want to, fine. All I want to do is to make sure that I'm at peace with God and I'm at peace with you. Because the Bible says, follow peace with all men, holiness without which no man can see the Lord. So it's essential for you to be at peace with people. But when people are stepping beyond their boundaries, then you have to put the line of demarcation and say, hey, this is how far you can go. It's very essential. Learn how to say no. Don't say yes when you want to say no. I have wanted to say something that I want sometimes long time ago, and I did not know how to present it in my relationship. And it affects so much. The same thing will happen. You want to say something, just say it. You're not happy about something, just say it. I've taught us about nonviolence communication. I've taught us how to have a difficult conversation. You can, learn how to have a difficult conversation. That way you will be setting the right boundaries. And you know what? Boundary is good for you, is good for them. And if somebody is not willing to comply with your boundaries, it's time to let them go. And the last but not the least, the number 10 skill is accountability. You are accountable for your actions, and your actions are accountable for your success. God has helped me in my life, and what I define as success some years ago, I have experienced it. That's why it's very essential for you to define what exactly is success to you. Whatever success means to you must be clearly stated and defined. Then you have to look for an accountability partner that are going to work with you and ensure that you are keeping up with what you told yourself that you are going to do. If you're not going to do what you told yourself you were going to do, don't bother to come out here or out there and tell people to do what you're not doing. The same thing will apply in you fulfilling your purpose, your calling, your vision, your mission, in your career, in your business, in your non-profit organization. Whatever you did not do in the private, you can't ask people to do it in the public. It just does not align. They don't live on the same zip code, and it's never going to work for you. And that's what makes people slack. Whatever you're not doing right, it's time for you to hold yourself accountable. It's time for you to ask other people to hold you accountable. When it comes to doing what I want to do, I go all in and do it. While I was trying to build this character of accountability, I have few people in my life that I contacted and I told them this are the things I'm doing right now. This project, I want to complete them in so time. So what did I do? I told them to hold me accountable and ask me questions. And so because I know they were going to ask me about how far with the book, I took my time. I did all I could do and I wrote the book. It's very essential for you to actually get to that space. But while you're still growing into that space, then get somebody who you can be accountable to. In marriage, in relationship, in friendship, in business, accountability is very important if at the end of the day, you're going to have a good success. When people are holding you accountable, then you can do better, even when no one is watching. I hope this helps someone. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.